great.
How long have you been performing?
Like practicing
Yeah.
well for like 6 or 7 years, I think.
And how old are
Since when I
you?
was in, I'm 14.
You're 14 years old. And so when
Almost.
I see the Chinese string, what exactly are you going to be playing?
I can show it to you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at
So
that.
it's an instrument,
And
like
what
with
do you call
strings
that?
on them. 软.
Oh, that is beautiful. And you've been playing that for 5 or 6 years already.
Like, or maybe even more.
Even
I
longer
can't
than that.
remember.
You started very, very young. Well, we really appreciate you coming on Telemiracle, and we look forward to your performance. Okay, let's watch you play.
Wow, thank you so much, Jennifer Zhao, for that beautiful performance. I'm always amazed at the caliber of the Saskatchewan talent we have on Telemiracle. We are so lucky to have these folks out in our communities coming in and sharing their gifts with us. That was absolutely great. Now, good morning, Saskatchewan. I know you're just waking up. Some of you are just getting out of bed. Some of you are lying there in your beds contemplating the notion of getting up. We're happy you're joining us either way. As all these performances are going on this morning, we're back with you. We want to remind you to, even if it's first thing in the morning, first thing on your to-do list, we've got a number we'd like you to call, which is 306-683-2021, to keep your donations coming in. I don't think any of us have seen the total yet this morning here on the set. We're excited to see where that total is going to be. You can make it go higher. And we had a great example of some Saskatchewan talent there. We're going to keep it going here with a bit of a performance here from one of our cast members, the wonderful, talented Andrea Menard. Pre-recorded some of her performances earlier before the broadcast. And we're going to see one of those. And if you're wondering if there's enough room in your coffee pot this morning to get you going, here's Andrea with a song called Enough Room.
All right, keep those phones ringing, folks. 683-2021, you know the number. I'm a little prairie girl from the land of great big sky, and I'm drowning in a sea of open fields. With all this space, I still need more space. Yeah, I need my space. I'm stuck here on the ground. Too many people around. You never see birds fly, so why do we look at the grace in their flight? So why can't we be sure of our wingspan? Is there enough room down here? Enough room to let our dreams out? Now I'm a big city girl in a tower made of glass, and I've climbed about as high as I can climb, almost at the top, but I can't stop. I just can't stop. I need some air. There's gotta be more up there. You never see birds fly, so why do we look at the grace in their flight? So why can't we be sure of our wingspan? Is there enough room down here? Enough room to let our dreams out? Wouldn't it be so much fun to fly around in unison? So why can't we? Why can't we? You never see birds collide, so why do we look at the grace in their flight? So why can't we be sure of our wingspan? Is there enough room down here? Enough room
Andrea Menard, beautiful song.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
Seeing myself and then sitting
I know.
here.
Dressed in red and black.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Totally different outfit. Anyway,
Okay, we've got, you know
I'm
what?
kind
We
of
haven't
excited.
had a total.
I was gonna say, I think we should get a total up there.
Okay, well, let's do it. Let's
All
have
right.
a total. We don't know where we're at.
Let's see what's happening.
Their first number is 6, 2, 2, 6, 9. Oh my God! There we go. 796,226. That's fantastic.
That is so good.
And where are we going?
Where are we going? Higher.
We've got it going
Definitely
higher.
Going higher.
Thank you, Saskatchewan. That gives us a good kick in the old hind.
It does. We've got a ways to go this
We do,
day,
but
don't we?
it's coming along. We've got another 8.5 hours, 9.5 hours.
9.5, that's
That's
it.
right. You know,
Okay, so
you know, some of the things that happen throughout the history of Telemiracle, of course, has been the agros. Every time Telemiracle seems to be in Regina, they end up pushing their bed all the way to Regina, and they've raised so many thousands of dollars over the years. So we really we want to watch that testimonial right now.
yeah.
Telemiracle and the University of Saskatchewan's College of Agriculture have gone hand in hand for almost 40 years. The very first bed push from Saskatoon to Regina happened in 1982.
It probably was just a bunch of students sitting around, possibly having a few beers, talking about ways that they could have students participate in some sort of a fundraising event for Telemiracle. How they came upon the bed push, I don't know, actually. We didn't do much training. I remember we used to always say we would train, and we'd maybe run around campus a couple of times, but we usually ended up in Louis afterwards, discussing how good our training session was.
Enthusiasm for the bed push has never wavered at the college. Last year, about 30 students per day were involved in the 3-day run, which also involves a number of inspiring stops.
Yeah, the first day we stopped at the Dendern Elementary School for lunch. They were gracious enough to host us. And just seeing all those kids' faces light up and seeing what the College of Ag is all about and giving back to the community, that was huge for us.
Each year's run ends with a Saturday evening visit to the Telemiracle stage. In 2020, it was especially memorable as the college made its biggest donation ever.
The goal was $45,000, but we raised $55,011.69.
The college has adapted how it raises money. In the beginning, students accepted donations as they traveled on the highway. Now, fundraising reaches further into the community.
And in the last, like I said, 4 to 6 years, sponsors have really been stressed, getting local businesses involved, really upping the game. And it's grown into something that's beyond our college. It's a true representation of the sport and generosity of the agriculture industry and really just the province alone. We have donations coming from all over the province, from all kinds of families that just want to support Telemiracle.
Another evolution to the event is that in 2018, alumni from the college returned to renew their support. In 2020, 3 generations of Altwassers participated in the run, as Carter, his dad, and his grandfather all took part. As with Telemiracle, tradition and dedication to the cause is what keeps driving the bed push ahead.
Yeah, it's a tradition that carries on. They still use the same bed frame. They've retooled it, made it a lot better. The old frame is still the exact same one that I remember pushing back in the mid '80s when I was in the college.
Both Telemiracle and the Agros have deep roots in our province.
Rural-based, small towns, small cities across the province, and I think one of the draws to fundraising for Telemiracle is, again, just that connection to community. I fully expect that this will continue.
The heart and the passion that they have is just beyond me. I mean, I just remember over the years of just seeing what they do. They will be out there in the frigid, cold weather. Nothing can stop them. So I believe that tradition will go on for many years, but you know, beyond me. It is unreal what they do, and we thank you guys so much for that. You know, to see what people do to raise money and to give back to Telemiracle always touches my heart. It is the most amazing feeling to see what people do, and especially this year, they look for new and interesting ways because it couldn't be out and about and around different people. So they looked for different ways to do that, and hats off to each and every one of you out there for raising money. Good morning to you all. Saskatchewan, I know you just might be waking up and joining us. Thank you so much. Remember, this is your telethon. This is money that's raised here, stays right here in Saskatchewan. And I always leave with this message is that you never know when you yourself might need to get the funds that are raised here to help you out, to help a friend out, to help a brother or a sister or a neighbor. Always think about that when you're making your pledge. Don't forget the number to ring into, 683-2021. All right, now last night when I went back and I was still up at like 1 o'clock, Brad, you were on TV and you and the boys were doing so good. I believe I texted you saying, wow, you guys are so good. So right now, once again, Brad Johnner and the boys.
We're all misunderstood. We say we stand for nothing and there's no way we ever could. Now we see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. Beat the system when you're standing at a distance. So we keep on waiting on the world to change. And if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. No more ribbons on the doors. When you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when the only information know, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. So we keep waiting on the world to change. Generation is gonna rule the population. So we keep waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting on the world to change. Oh, we keep on waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change.
Brad Johnner and the Johnner Boys, always fantastic giving all they got to the broadcast. Telemiracle, helping you get out of bed in the morning. Music to accompany your coffee making. That was fantastic. Thanks so much, guys. So many ways you can give to Telemiracle every year. Saskatchewan, you know it. You can dial into the number, of course, 306-683-2021. You can contribute to some of the fundraising efforts in your community. But one of the most important ways that's been growing as a real, incredibly powerful way that Telemiracle has received funds is through planned giving. That is people deciding ahead of time that within their estates and their wills that they'd like to donate as a gift, as a bit of a tribute to Telemiracle and the Kinsman Foundation. And we've seen over the years so many wonderful gifts come in that way, and for that we are very appreciative. And you, if you're out there maybe having a conversation about how you might give to Telemiracle in future years, it's something we'd love for you to consider. And we've prepared a video to explain a little bit about the program, and we're going to show it to you here.
The true meaning of life is to plant trees under whose shade you do not expect to sit. Kinsman Foundation is one of my 3 charities that I'm designated in my will. Being an important part of Saskatchewan and something that's been near and dear to my heart, I wanted to do that and leave them a legacy.
Telemiracle was always important. Whenever it came on, it was definitely on their TVs the whole time. And I don't even know if they slept. They would watch it as much as they could, and they'd get up the next morning and watch it again. Thankfully, they could always help everyone in their family that had challenges, but they knew that there was families that needed more help or more supports. So when they made their will, Telemiracle was a big part to include, because when they did pass, they knew their dollars would keep living on and keep making more of an impact.
You know, over the last 10 years, I've seen more and more people doing the gifts, almost 1 or 2 an hour. It seems when the show is on. It's just becoming more and more common, and people are remembering the Kinsman Foundation is a valuable organization in Saskatchewan.
It's kind of nice when you have a charity that's so well known and so respected as Telemiracle, that when someone wants to make a donation like that, no one's challenging it. No one's saying, is that a good idea? Everyone would say that's one of the smartest places you could donate to.
If a person has seen what the foundation does and how they manage the funds, I think it would be an easy decision for one to make.
If you're talking about a legacy, it should reflect the people you were when you were living. For them to make a donation, they know it would impact their neighbors and their friends. Their legacy would reflect that. Grandpa and Grandma Ford, sure they're not here, but look how much good they're still doing. They're still helping out even though that they're not with me anymore. So during their lifetime, they were always doing everything to help everybody. And now that they've passed, they're still doing everything to help everybody. It's important for me to know that Eden understands the magnitude of the donation. Her great-grandparents made a choice that helped out the whole province.
The Kinsman Telemiracle and Kinsman Foundation do good work. I wanted to make sure that it'll continue. I know that when I've left this earth, my worth will be carried on.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That is so moving.
Yeah, it's so true. The Kinsman Foundation does good work.
Does good work. And you know, those people are we all know someone like that, someone generous and giving like that, who give all their lives. And you know, there's people who are planning right now to donate after they leave. And we're just so grateful for the generosity of people of Saskatchewan. I'm just amazed.
And I don't know the entire number, but it's in the millions of planned giving dollars that have been donated to Telemiracle. So that goes a long, long way.
Yeah, and any amount is welcome. Yeah. So we're so grateful. And you know, it's coming from families all over across Saskatchewan. We just want to acknowledge that, you know, our Saskatchewan talent, these are the families they come from. Yeah. Right? And every dollar raised during their song and is matched by Nutrien. So let's keep those phones ringing. I'd like to introduce now, we have someone named Daniel Unmanageable from Saskatoon, but I think you're from Indian Head, is that right?
That is correct.
Hi, Daniel.
Yeah.
And what are you going to be doing for us today?
Hello. I'm going to be singing a song for you.
What are you singing?
It's called Houses Burning.
Houses Burning.
It is, yeah.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I like your green screen, you know, doing video chats. We get used to this, right? Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here. Let's listen to you. Let's listen to your performance now.
Man, you don't live there anymore. That house is burning. Quit kicking in the door. You're gonna get burnt again. You don't need more wounds. They won't serve you in the end. Those walls are crumbling down, and you don't wanna be there when the ceiling hits the ground. So my friend, it's time for this chapter to end. See me and they lock their doors. I don't belong around here anymore. I better put the pedal to the floor. And then I'll say, man, I don't live there anymore. That house is burning. I'm done kicking in the door. Gonna get burnt again. I don't need more wounds. They won't serve me in the end. Those walls are crumbling down, and I don't need to be there when the ceiling hits the ground. So my friend, it's time for me to start again. Today has been a better day. Seem to know what to say. I'm really glad that I finally walked away. I walked away with my friends and found a better place to stay. A safer place for my son to play. A safer place for our heads to lay. Watch it burn. I've got too much left to learn. Love you, kiddo.
You too. Hi, Mommy, I love you.
That's great.
Oh, wow.
Daniel Unmanageable and his young boy there and performing a beautiful song that he wrote. That's awesome.
I didn't know I think he wrote that.
Yeah, I think he did too, yeah. Well, you know, Andrea, Telemiracle dollars, they go to such a wide variety of things. They go for travel expenses for people that need to travel to maybe help their child to go to Edmonton or something like that, you know, accommodations, gas money, hotels. You know, the Yorkton Regional Health Center, they wanted to update their equipment because we all know that mammograms, early detection of breast cancer saves lives, and Telemiracle was there to help. So check this out.
I'm Laura Wiley. I work at the Yorkton Regional Health Center. I have a family history of breast cancer. My grandmother had breast cancer. My mother had a malignant melanoma. I have 2 sisters that have breast cancer, and I also am a breast cancer survivor. Early diagnosis is absolutely huge in your cancer journey. And so having mammography that can detect things even earlier than what our usual fashion is huge.
Well, the role of a health foundation is to talk to the staff in the hospital to see if there's equipment or services that could be provided here that perhaps isn't. So are people having to travel out for services? And if we can buy equipment that will allow people to stay here to get tests or treatment, then what we try to do is raise the money to buy that equipment so that people don't have to travel out for healthcare.
For our patients to be able to be treated closer to home, and we do have a huge service area into Manitoba, north, south, east, west. It's huge for them to be able to stay in their home community.
Telemiracle helped us bring digital mammography equipment to Saskatchewan 10 years ago when we bought the first digital mammography equipment in the province. And now we're sort of closing the circle on this story in a sense because we're buying the next stage of digital mammography equipment with help from Telemiracle. And after this new iteration of digital mammography equipment is in the hospitals, virtually every woman will be able to get an accurate mammogram. We do almost 5,000 mammograms a year here. So we want to have the best and the most current technology, so we want to make sure that we put those kinds of services in place. Early detection is what saves lives.
It's wonderful to know that we have state-of-the-art equipment right close at hand, should that need arise. Anybody wants to be a part of that.
That is
That's fantastic.
so important. And you know, who knew? You never know where the need is going to arise. And those telemedical dollars, as you said, goes to so many different functions, medical equipment, travel. And I am an able-bodied person. You are an able-bodied person. We are so lucky. And we think car payments are hard. But you know, imagine having to get a chair that costs more than my car.
Well, we were talking with Brian last night.
Yeah.
And he has that tracked wheelchair.
Oh my gosh.
$25,000.
Exactly.
So it's changed his life.
Yeah, so Telemiracle, there's so many things that fall in the gap, and Telemiracle dollars fill that void. So we're so grateful that you keep calling in. Keep calling, keep calling. And let's hear from Beverly. She has an interview.
Bev.
I do. You know, this is my favorite part of the show, is seeing what the Saskatchewan talent bring to us each year. And joining us right now from Regina is Chloe Brulehead. Hello, Chloe. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Good.
Well, good. All right, I've got one question for you. Did we get you out of bed this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you set your alarm? Make sure you got up? Good time?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, we're so glad that you joined us. Chloe, how's your year been? How's it going so far?
Good.
That's good. You're 12
Pretty
years
good.
old. So what grade would you be in?
I'm in grade 7.
Grade 7. Is that a tough year, grade 7?
Kind of, but not really.
Not really. All right, Chloe, excited to hear it. Now, you raised some Telemiracle dollars for us. How did you do that?
Yes. I raised it 2 ways. I raised one by asking on a website, asking friends and family to donate. And then my second way was my dance studio, Martin School of Dance and Baton Twirling. They were filling a jar with loonies and toonies, and when it was full, a dance teacher would be nominated to wear an old costume for a day.
Oh, I bet you that was funny to watch. And any funny costumes that you put them in?
They're just voting today.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
All right, Chloe,
And
so how much money did you raise, hon?
I raised $1,675.
Incredible. That is amazing. Chloe, thank you so much for doing what you do and raising that money. Can we expect you to do it all again next year for us?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. All right. That a girl. That's a spirit. All right. You are going to be doing musical theater. Tell us what you're going to be performing. What are we going to see, Chloe?
I'm going to be performing Shy from the musical Once Upon a Mattress.
All right. I look forward to seeing that. We'll see you again. Here she is from Regina, Chloe Brulehead.
Someone's being bashful, that's no way to be.
as embarrassed as you, and I can understand your point of view. I've always been shy, I confess that I'm shy. Can't you guess that this confident air is a mask that I wear 'cause I'm shy? And you may be sure, way down deep I'm demure. Though some people I know might deny it, at bottom I'm quiet and pure. I'm aware that it's wrong to be meek as I am. My chances may pass me by. I pretend to be strong, but as weak as I am, all I can do is try. God knows I try, though I'm frightened and shy. And despite the impression I give, I confess that I'm living a lie. Because I'm actually terribly timid and horribly shy. I've always been shy, I confess that I'm shy. Can't you guess that this confident air is a mask that I wear 'cause I'm shy? And you may be sure, way down deep I'm demure. Though some people I know might deny it, at bottom I'm quiet and pure. I'm aware that it's wrong to be meek as I am. My chances may pass me by. I pretend to be strong, but as weak as I am, all I can do is try. God knows I try, though I'm frightened and shy. And despite the impression I give, I confess that I'm living a lie. Because I'm actually terribly timid and horribly shy.
Thank you so much. That was fantastic. A little bit of music theater to help Saskatchewan wake up this morning. I love that. What a great, great performer. And speaking of performances, one of the things Telemiracle has done this year in inviting Saskatchewan talent onto the show is it specifically reached out to several of the cultural communities here in Saskatoon, where the broadcast is happening from, here at Prairieland Park. And we've brought several cultural performances showcasing the cultural mosaic that we've got here in Saskatchewan, and we've got another one of those coming up for you right now as we cue up a video to help us intro this performance. I've got with me Mr. Ali Ahmed. Hello, Ali.
How's it going?
Hey, it's going very well. How are you? I know it's so early. Is this an okay hour to speak to you?
Oh, it is best. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, we love that you took part and brought your dance troupe. I know you're going to do a great performance on the pre-recorded video for us, but tell me a little bit about perhaps the dance troupe that you're in. How many of you are there?
Yeah, so the group consists of like 3 people right now, but it has been growing ever since we did that dance performance. And going forward from now on, we have decided to volunteer more and more. We have got a really vibrant group of community here, so we have decided to volunteer more and more for Telemiracle. And as for the dance, that basically represents the 4 cultures of Pakistan, which includes Balochi, Pashtun, which is from northern area, and then we got Punjabi dance at the end, as well as Sindhi dance in between. So it represents 4 provinces of Pakistan, basically.
Well, I'm really excited to see this, and I'm happy to see you represent the Pakistan community here in Saskatchewan. This is really exciting. I think this might be one of the first dances representing the Pakistan community on Telemiracle. So we're delighted to have you. Are you ready to watch yourself on TV?
Absolutely.
All right. Without further ado, here we go. Ali Ahmed and his dance troupe, the Pakistani Community Dancers.
Hi, my name is Ali. I'm representing Pakistani community of Saskatoon. I'm pleased to be here at Telemiracle today. The performance that you're about to watch are called folk Balochi dance and folk Punjabi dance. These represent 2 provinces in our country, Pakistan. Hope you enjoy the performance.
Dana, 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 dana,
Now that's a performance.
That's a performance.
Amazing.
Ali, that's a Pakistani. I've never seen
Yeah.
that before, actually.
And it's
Not on Telemiracle.
so great to have them on this stage. And we'd like to thank the Folk Fest for helping Telemiracle reach communities that don't necessarily audition. So it was nice to widen our scope this year.
And we have a whole
Saskatchewan
bunch of
talent.
more cultural events happening from Hungary, Central America, and India, all coming up before the end of Telemiracle. So stay tuned for that.
And keep those phones ringing. I know our Saskatchewan talent is absolutely riveting, but you don't forget to pick up the phone or donate online at telemiracle.com. So now, let's hear from one of our national cast, or two of our national cast. Let's hear from Jeffrey and Jill Straker.
Leading up to the broadcast, a friend of mine out in Moose Jaw let me know that when it comes to Telemiracle, his grandmother calls in multiple donations during the broadcast. And this was really interesting to me because I always think of people calling in, we're encouraging people to call in, give us a donation. His grandma, he said, usually calls in 6 or 7 times, which I think is great. So keep that in mind out there, folks. We know we've asked you for your hard-earned dollars, and you've been great to send in donations so far, but keep them coming. If you've called in $5 before, maybe you're seeing the great use that these dollars go to through the videos we're showing you. Send us another little bit if you can. Every little bit helps. Now, we're going to do a tune for you that's inspired by a small town living in Saskatchewan. My sister Jill and I originally come from a little town called Punishy, Saskatchewan. So if you're out there in the Punishy area, we're sending a challenge out to you to call in a donation. And this song goes out to anybody out there who's from a small town, who's moved off to the big city. It's called One Foot on Main Street. I would hear the horn blowing on the CN train, wave from my bike as a kid, dream about where it could take me. I knew every house and every face inside. No one locked the door. Think about that place all the time. Coffee rolling, twirling stools at the Chinese cafe. They'd solve the world's problems before 9 o'clock each day. The past is full of diamonds we once thought were cold. Mom's shouting from front porches, come for supper before it gets cold. I grew up in a small town. I'm small town at heart. I moved to the city, but deep down I've not gone that far. No matter where my boots take me, I grew up in a small town and I still got 1 foot on Main Street. Cruising gravel roads on a Friday eve. Music up, windows down, setting ourselves free for a cigarette outside the dance at the high school. Learning how to make mistakes, and God damn it, we were cool. And getting out was all on our minds. It seemed like only somewhere else there were fortunes to find. 17 loaded up the hatchback, come back once a year at Christmas time to see Mom and Dad. I grew up in a small town. I'm small town at heart. I moved to the city, but deep down I've not gone that far. No matter where my boots take me, I grew up in a small town and I still got 1 foot on Main Street. Headed back the other day, took a drive. Grandma passed away and we said our goodbyes. Potholes and peeling paint, it seemed better days. Some would never see the beauty wind blow on the CN train. And I was a kid on a bike. Those were simpler days. I used to know every house and every face inside. I wonder if they locked their door. Think about that place all the time. I grew up in a small town. I'm small town at heart. I moved to the city, but deep down I've not gone that far. No matter where my boots take me, I grew up in a small town and I still got one foot on Main Street.
Well,
Coming from a small
town, Jeffrey Straker. Oh, I love that. I love you, Jeffrey. But you know, speaking of Saskatchewan, you know, that kind of Main Street love of home, all of the dollars raised here this weekend for satisfies the needs, well, some of the needs, all year, and all of the money stays in Saskatchewan. So your dollars go a long way.
And you know, I was thinking Chloe Brule-Head, who raised over $1,600. She was on just a little while ago. That's being matched, of course, by Nutrien.
Yes.
Up to $100,000. So that's, you know, $3,300 that she raised.
Her work.
That's her work,
That's
for sure.
amazing.
Okay, we've got some more great talent. We've got a little bit of jazz music that we're going to check out, but we want to talk with Rory Lynch, and he has a quartet that we're going to be. Hey, hi, Rory. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Good.
How are you?
Is it a little bit early?
Oh yeah, you know, it's a little early, but that's okay.
It's always early for a musician.
You know. Yeah, that's right. No, it's part of the adventure.
Can you tell us what you're going to be performing today and how long you've been playing with these other three gentlemen or ladies and gentlemen?
So you know, the group has been together for, I guess, probably 3 or 4 years, and you know, it's a pretty tight-knit scene in Saskatoon, so we're always playing in various, you know, projects and each other's bands and all that. But yeah, this tune is a pretty new composition. You know, we've only performed it maybe once or twice so far, so yeah, we're really excited about that. And yeah, we filmed this video back in October, so yeah, we're really excited to show it.
Well, we're excited to hear it as well, and I'm sure the other three are excited that you got up this early to introduce it.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
all right, let's hear it.
I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, thanks,
All right.
Rory. Thanks for coming on this morning. The Rory Lynch Quartet from Saskatoon.
What a great performance from the Rory Lynch Jazz Quartet. Great job there. All right, so 45 years of making miracles happen. It is incredible to me that we're still here and we're still raising money for the people of Saskatchewan. Now, the thing is, lots of people come and go, and the person that I'm going to talk about next is no stranger to any of us. He's become a very dear friend. He's been a part of the Huron Care for many years, a great humanitarian, Order of Canada. Please welcome my good friend, Tom Jackson.
Hello, my name is Tom Jackson, and I am so excited to be there with you on Telemiracle. I know it's a little bit different, but I'm there with you and my heart is with you. And in previous years when I've been on Telemiracle, it's been kind of cold, but let me tell you, cold on the outside, but warm on the inside. You know why? Because we're filling this room with compassion, with empathy, and with love. Not the word, the verb. We are building a fortress with love. And that's all thanks to you. Now I'm going to sing a song for you, and this is my mom's favorite song. Now boys, don't start your rambling round on that road of sin, or your sorrow bound. Take my advice, or you'll curse the day you started rolling down that lost highway. I was just a lad, nearly 22, neither good nor bad, just a kid like you. But now I'm lost, too late to pray. I started rolling down that lost highway. Just a deck of cards and a jug of wine and a woman's lies make a life like mine. Oh, the day we met, I went astray. I started rolling down that lost highway. Now, boys, don't start your rambling round on that road of sin, or your sorrow bound. Take my advice, or you'll curse the day started rolling down that lost highway. Started rolling down that lost highway.
Oh, I love Tom Jackson.
I love Tom Jackson.
He's the coolest dude ever. I know Bev and I, we travel on a train across Canada with Tom, and he's such a gem of a man.
Yeah.
So
and his capacity to love is enormous. He's a good friend of mine too.
Yeah.
And that kind of heart, he knows. He's from Saskatchewan too, so he knows that that kind of love lives in this province. So thank you for keeping those phones ringing, and thank you for bringing that love into this charity. Okay, so we have another Saskatchewan talent, and you know that every dollar raised during this time is doubled by Nutrien, is matched. So you call in during this next segment. So we're going to hear from Sean Adams from Moose Jaw. I think he's there. Hi, Sean.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Nice and early for you?
It sure is.
So I hear that you're going to be, with a 5-piece band performing something. What are you going to be performing for us today?
A song I wrote in 2016 called Please Remember Me.
Oh, it's an original.
It's an original. I was wrongfully diagnosed with dementia, so this song means a lot. And
Wow. There you go. There's one. There's one story of a Saskatchewan story right there, Sean. So this is your first time on Telemiracle.
first time, yeah. Thanks for having us.
Well, I am so honored that you're here. Sean Adams from Moose Jaw doing an original song, Please Remember Me.